God. Amen. So basically God is saying He's the Lord. He's the only one that can do this. He's the only one that can redeem you back from the enemy, redeem you back from hard times. Who's the one that redeems you back? Why is that? Because why is it only okay? He brought us out. How come He's the only one that can do it? That's my question. Okay, He's
the one that got the power to do this.
Number one answer. He's the one that got all power. If it was up to a man, do you think a man would want to bring you out?
No.
Do you think the man who took all your possessions and put you in slavery,
no.
Do you think if somebody took all your goods, do you think they want to give it back to you? Why? They want to keep it for themselves. But God says, whatever God says, what? You got to obey. Because if you don't do what God says, what will happen to you? What will happen to you if you don't do what God says?
It'll turn you over to a reprobated mind.
I got all the good answers. I heard you die, you be cursed. He'll turn you over to a reprobated mind. What else if you don't do what God says?
We'll be punished.
You be punished.
Whip.
So it don't even matter if you belong to God or not. But there's some people that don't worship God, don't care about God. Like those people that brought the people into slavery. You think they care about God? Because who was the people that was in slavery? Who was the kind of people that was in slavery? God's people. Who's the people that's always going through hardship?
God's people.
Who's the people that's always losing their homes?
God's people.
Who's the people that always having problems sometimes to find food on the table?
God's people.
All right. So when God speaks even to the people that are not God's people, they have to do what?
Obey.
Because they know that God is a God that moves with what?
Power.
Power and what? Authority and fire.
Yes.
And He's a consuming fire. He will burn you from the top down to the bottom. Like Saul's wife, she turned into a what? A pillow of salt. God will melt you down to nothing. And people already know who God is. Even if they don't want to serve God. But if God gives you a command, you have to do what?
Obey.
You got to obey. So if God say, give my people back their possession, you can sit there and talk about, I'm not going to give it back. But God will make you give it back. That's something to praise. That's why, you know what? As children of God, we ought to laugh.